Cool.
All right, all right, all right. What's up, everybody? I'm very happy actually to have my special guest today, Matthew from Sent. And I want you to correct me because I know that I messed up earlier on my Twitter, and you might as well correct me and anybody else who is confused on that level. So I put Sent.io on my tweet earlier, and you were saying, and you corrected me, and thank you very much for hitting me so quickly. And it's Sent.co. Now, is the other one the old Sent?
Now, Sent.io is a totally unaffiliated project.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's super confusing, in the crypto space. A lot
Yeah,
of projects have .io, so
exactly.
it's a not infrequent mistake that folks make. But yeah,
Mm,
we're Sent.co.
okay.
It sounds better, we think.
Okay. So I'm like, as much as I've been kind of paying attention, I definitely would love the elevator pitch and just kind of we'll go from there, you know?
Cool. So we like to think of ourselves at Cent as an income network
Yep.
for creators and fans to earn together simultaneously.
All right.
Um, that's it. Like if you're a creator, you can share your work in progress, you can share final work, and then your fans can actually subscribe to you. And we have this incentivized subscription mechanism that we call seeding. So like if you're a fan and you find a creator early, you seed them, and then you like spread the good word about
Mm-hmm.
the dope like musician or poet or crypto artist that you found, and other people seed them after,
Mm-hmm.
you'll get a share of that follow-up subscription money
Oh,
that
wow.
comes in the form of the seeds.
So finding something early
So
is
yeah.
actually rewarded.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
So I
awesome.
mean, like in real life, you have like you can think of all the countless bands and musicians that have come through, and
Mm-hmm.
like the people that like early on that found them, that proselytized them, that went to all their performances and really helped blow them up, right?
Yep.
But in the end, they're left just being fans.
Right.
This is a way that we think we can reward those early fans, especially,
Mm.
but anyone that supports the creator, and of course, making sure that the creator gets paid
Yeah.
to continue what they do best, which is create.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think it's super cool, and that's why I wanted to have you in. I'm gonna try to kind of log in here, and see if I can. Do I have to create a password? Create a account here? And can I?
Um,
How does this work?
if you already have one, you should be able just to log in.
I'm not
You
100%
can.
sure if I have one yet or if not. So
Cool.
let me move my screen over. I don't want to just like, put my information all out there. Um, you can look at my my psychology of a market cycle. That's what I live by. Even though I don't trade much, but I like to have that up there for I don't know. It's like it's a good peace of mind when you're dealing with crypto every day. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got to make sure your mind's right with crypto. It'll drive you crazy if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. But it's oh man, 1 to 15. Oh, username. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Frankie Needles. Okay.
What
Okay.
sort of mic is that, by the way, that you're using? Looks
That
like an
is
orb.
the it's called Blue. I got it. Okay, cool. I'm in. I'm in. So it's
Sweet.
called the Blue Snowball. That's what it is.
Nice.
It's been pretty
And
good.
if you go to your email
I'll go to my email. Check it
right
out.
now, if you go to your email, you'll be able to sign a magic link, and then after that, like if you have, for example, funds in your account, you'll be able to spend that without having to interact with MetaMask or anything like that.
Interesting. Okay. I love
So
the
we
way doing
partnered
this.
with
I like absolutely love this. This is actually my first time. Like, see, I've been trying to. We've been getting this stream together as far as being able to. I'm
Mhm.
logged in. All right, cool. I'm logged in here. Awesome.
Sweet.
So yeah, so we've been getting this stream together. And obviously, I think it started with audio, and we were using that for the events. And then
Hmm.
so lately, it's been we got crossed the video threshold, and
Hmm.
it's been pretty amazing. I've been working pretty closely with H Provocos to
Hmm.
set these things up and see what the ins and outs, the possibilities of what's happening with them and what we can do. So the setup, I mean, uh, I don't want to just, I guess I could show you quick. No, I don't, man, it's tough because you lose the names. That's all right. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is me inside the thing, and you see what's going on there. And
Uh-huh.
I won't keep it for too long because then they're just gonna see like picture and picture and picture, But it's a really cool tool, even if we're just doing audio, that we can sit here on whatever, browser, or really, I mean, anything I can put on my screen on my computer, and we can really talk about it. So
Yeah, I love how the video works in Decentraland. That's been one of the most impressive things, like for presentations or like this, like running through a different app,
hmm
seeing what's up,
yeah,
and like Twitch streams that you just want to kind of like have a Twitch party or something
yeah,
within Decentraland. It's so slick.
yeah, and I can't wait till we all get it like pretty down. I mean, we're getting to the point with this one that this is pretty down, but this is our own server. A lot of the guys are tinkering with, grabbing streams from elsewhere, from other people's servers,
Mhm.
and I love that. One of my things is going to be putting friends of mine onto an Axie team, and which that's what they're doing now. They're literally just warring in Axie right now, and I want to get them streaming as well, and I'll get their streams up upstairs more than likely. So just a lot of super fun things are starting to come about, and it's fun because I knew stuff like this was coming. It's like you got to have some patience. So
Mhm.
it's great to have it happening now, and then the ability to do all kinds of stuff. So I do want to go through the website. Let's just dive in.
Yeah.
So what I
Yeah.
just
So
go.
here,
Okay, go ahead.
it's giving you a bunch of options for channels to follow. Each of these channels, like for example, if you choose to follow Crypto Art or Sent, it'll, after you finish this process, it'll give you a feed with those channels within there. So
So
just,
it's
yeah,
a plus.
click the plus,
Yep.
for example. And if you click in the top left, the Sent logo,
Yes.
it'll take you to the homepage, and you should see like
Oh, nice.
following at the top, but you're not following
Oh,
anyone. Yeah,
nice.
so this is we call them rewards. You can think of them as like a bounty. All of those posts in the top right corner, it indicates the value of a reward that's locked in a smart contract that the original poster can award to whoever they think gives the best reply. So it's a way for content creators to get like on-demand engagement with their posts, because it's pretty fun to try to leave a really thoughtful reply in the hopes that maybe you'll win $20 or $5 or however much.
Yeah, yeah. This is so
And
cool.
especially for new folks with a new network, it's an easy way to kind of hop on and start building a following right away, as opposed to
Yeah.
going through the traditional social network slog of like years and years of trying to build followers on Twitter
Now,
or
do you
IG
upload
or wherever.
video here, or is this like
So
how does that work? I'm just
yeah, so currently we support YouTube embeds, but we're looking to expand to like Vimeo
okay.
and other video options.
Well, that's great. I mean, 'cause we've got a lot of new content creators in DCL. I've been working with OpenMFT pretty closely. Because I can't now. It's funny because now I can't YouTube my own parcel while I do these. So I need somebody else.
Mhm.
So lately I've been kind of
Yeah.
reaching out to Open, and he's got a great video, a great YouTube channel that's been documenting a lot of Decentraland things and a lot of like walking people through things. And
Mhm.
he's been super supportive. So I basically invited him to just YouTube anything he'd like from my parcel.
Mhm.
And again, I'd like to see, like we've got so many people that are just getting into doing YouTube channels and starting things, and we got a couple guys that do it in Spanish. My man Indigo and Harjo, and this is what where I'd love to see it continue, because it's like, one, super exciting, and two, like that's how you're gonna get people to understand what's going on in Decentraland.
Mhm. No, totally. It's those sorts of initiatives go a long way. So you're Frankie Needles on Scent, right?
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Okay. I'm going to shoot you some funds real quick.
Oh, okay.
So the way that we've architected this is a little bit, I mean, it's still early days, and we
Mm-hmm.
need, like, for example, Connext to get their state channel architecture set up specifically for us so that everything can be on a layer 2 solution.
Okay.
But right now, half the site is on chain, like for the seeding, the incentivized subscription seeding mechanism that I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
All of those interactions are on chain. But there's like the rewards and what we call spots, which is like 1 penny upvotes. Those are all carried out on our bespoke layer 2 solution. So I'll send you like $5
Okay.
over bat, so you can start clicking on post and like giving it 1 cent for every click,
Okay.
as a like, just so you can test it out.
Now, is there a way I can search? Yeah, I can search here, right?
Yeah, the action bar will let you search for stuff.
Interesting. Oh, let's see if I don't know how he spells his name. Nope, he's not here. I got an artist that I've really been trying to link with this artist. His name is I believe Rico Wu. It's like
Rico.
I'll pull it up on Twitter. And I've just been like, this guy is the nicest guy ever. I believe he's in Germany. I plan on having him on at some point. He's just I found him on YouTube, on Twitter, and he just was super supportive, and we just kind of linked really well. And I love his artwork, so I've been trying to encourage him more. So I think that I'm gonna, drop a link to him and let him know that he needs to check that out.
Oh, nice. And he's on Maker's Place. Yeah, we have in the crypto art community, there's a huge presence over on Sent. So he'd find a welcome home.
Yeah, I'd love to do some more work with him, and I think I will in the future. I just want to get him on. I had sent him like a list of questions because him being in Germany, he wanted to make sure that he was ready for the questioning. Not that I'm grilling him, but just like this and that. And anyway, so I've been pretty supportive of him, and I've been like trying to look for him in different places.
So you should have $5 in your account now.
How do I check
So
that?
if you click on like the bottom right corner, if you go to the dashboard, so you see in the top left, that's the notification that I sent you $5.
Yep, right there. So
so if you
can I go to,
if you go
how to go back?
go to click the Sent logo.
Sent logo.
Sorry.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
now,
And then since you're not following anyone yet, the top row is not populated. But if you click in if you click in the bottom left or bottom right rather of any of these posts, if you scroll down a little more.
Yep. So let's say Whaleshark.
Click. Yeah, let's
I've been super
give
supportive
Whaleshark, who
of,
has
yeah.
millions of dollars already
Hey
of
man,
crypto,
but
more money.
I was supportive of what he's been doing, and like not the necessarily. I'm not looking to grab no whale token because I'm involved in NFT projects and stuff, and I don't necessarily think that that's a thing for me, but I think it's great for the space. I'm really interested in what he's been doing, so I've been pretty supportive of him as in general.
he's
Regardless of
kicking the tires.
amount of money he's putting out, or that he has, it doesn't really matter to me. I just been supportive of his whole thing, I'd like to see this person.
Totally.
I have nothing, so let's do that. Did it go? There we go.
So there we go.
All right.
And that's 1 cent given. And you can click like sort of like medium with the claps. If you do like multiple clicks, it'll the number goes up.
Nice.
Yeah. Right. So that's like, it's money directly to those creators. So we like to think like other sites, 1 million likes is 1 million likes, but over here, 1 million spots would be like $1,000. So it's
Josie on?
Yeah, Josie is on Sent.
Awesome. Oops, that's Jose.
IE.
That is Jose. Probably my guy too,
Yeah. And then you can follow Josie if you go up the top part of her profile. There's a human and a plus sign next to them, right next to the envelope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then, that's the first person that you're following.
Nice. And instead of posted that she has someone to just hit her off or something. Cool. Awesome. This is so cool. And I think Red Nitrous is on here. Yep, my guy.
Oh, nice.
This guy is my guy for real. So Red Nitrous, I'll tell you what's going on here. We were joking around in our Discord not too long ago, and I don't know where these guys. I wasn't there for it. It was a bunch of my friends, and they were like joking about this thing right here, and they put this whole thing together in this big long like conversation, and. First of all, I'm G'ing him up for that one. I bought that thing because I told him, I was like, hey, you need to NFT those things up, man. Those things, you should sell them as NFTs. And he made them NFTs on OpenSea, and the volume on his channel now is like more than 1 ETH. Like he's killed it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, these are awesome though.
Absolutely.
I gotta go follow him right now too. Jesus.
So yeah, Red Nitrous. Red Nitrous is like awesome. He's a young kid. He's like 18 or something like that, and he's basically made his way in Decentraland without spending a single dime and just kind of like winning every competition that we do. So yeah,
Winning the competitions for wearables, or like what sort of competitions do you guys do?
He won the block runner competitions. He's won, I think, every kind of like any skill based competitions. I think he's been taking them. So Red has become a good friend. He was on last night with us. Actually, we did like a super chill hangout with a bunch of guys that we call ourselves the OPEC baby whales. It's a super joke. But we had fun with it. We were on here last night in a big group chat and just talking about everything, talking shit to each other. You know, we had a lot of fun last night, and so I think we're gonna continue that at least once a week, with more of like a friends hangout type thing as opposed to my formal interviews and roundtables and everything else that seems to be happening. So it is a nice break.
Yeah. And I got a question for you, because you're doing like a million different things.
Yeah.
And it seems like there's like several different cliques, or I'm not sure what the right word is over in Decentraland, but there's the Block Runner podcast. I mean, there's like an initiative like DCLcore where we went to for like the biz conferences that Maddie and you had helped put together. Like, first of all, how many hats are you wearing? And then like, what are the different collectives over in DCL?
So it
just trying to get a lay of the land.
It was crazy because I interviewed Chief yesterday from Axie, right? Axie GG. And I was explaining to him that DCL Core, the idea really came from, from not necessarily just from Axie GG, but we saw what they were doing and we said DCL needs something like that. We just recognize a gap, like that the team is flooded with work, and we wanted to have events, so we decided that let's grab up a bunch of guys that do stuff and let's start throwing events. We grabbed Anorak, who super marketing guy. He's like killer marketing person.
He's on Sent too. No, he's awesome. He's on Sent as well.
Oh, Anorak's getting hooked up too.
DCL Anorak, I think. DCL Anorak.
Gotcha.
I'm in there.
DCL. Let's just see.
Is it just Anorak?
Could be.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, nice. Okay. So,
what do I think it was DCL?
So Anorak, he put this thing on yesterday. So Anorak was the one that, like, he was into Axie anyway. So he kind of like was like talking about those guys in the way that, and Maddie was into Axie. And so we were all like, we used to, we're just trying to throw events. So we were just kind of in a group chat, and it wasn't necessarily DCLcore yet. We didn't have a name or anything like that. And so we decided to, kind of like use that model and, do something that would just organize events. And then we started reaching out to the guys at XCGG to see if we could do cross promotion. And we really, as far as the guys that we've been, organize events, we really are interested in a lot of this right here. A lot of cross promotion between the two worlds, or not, I wouldn't say two worlds, all the worlds, all the metaverse stuff. And there's no hangups, man. There's no political, nothing about, you know what I'm saying? Like there's none of that. Like there's none of that. Like, oh, this one's better. This one's going to succeed and that one's going to fail. Like we're not interested in that. You know what I mean? We
totally,
we have our investments, but at the same time, if we feel that if you don't coexist, then you're going to end up having this kind of like tribalism, and you're going to build that throughout the people that populate your land. And then you're really handcuffing yourself, right? People that are not interested in going to one because they have a feeling or whatever, So we decided we definitely promote cross promotion of almost any metaverse, pretty much every metaverse, and like even other just gaming projects and things like that, So that's what we've been doing. Where DCL Core came from. Let's see. I've been working with KJ Walker as a 3D designer, and she designed this building, and then I learned a bit of Blender, so I ended up learning how to design a bit myself. And then we came up with a few other projects. I can put up another. We came up with a couple other projects we started putting metas together. So we did. Oh, this is a nice little car. This car, just recently, and that thing, like the wheels drive around. That thing does a little burnouts, and you can lift the doors up. We thought that was pretty cool. And then we did this one together as well. This one kind of is what mostly started everything. Was my Scarface statue. Yes, DCL is yours.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, so that thing, like the words, they rotate around there like that, which is pretty cool. And then we had the original thing was the building. So like my building is down here, which is a 5-story version of what I'm in right now. Originally, this was like my first design, but like then I chopped the top off so I can put my giant globe upstairs. I don't know if you've seen my giant globe, but I have a giant globe of DCL upstairs. I can actually probably pull that up. I can run upstairs real quick.
Show me.
Yeah. So like we made this thing just I forgot who. I honestly don't remember who said to be. It could have been Norman. I don't remember. Norman, do you remember like who said that? What about like they were like, man, if you make this globe a meta, I'd buy it. And I was like, yeah, that globe is pretty cool, huh? And then I went back into Blender and I wrapped the globe because I thought the globe was like not wrapped correctly, but you see it?
Oh, whoa. Yeah.
So now it like kind of
did you?
It's planet. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you have to do add a little scripting to make it rotate like that, or is it?
So what you do is you the animations are in Blender, and then you'll add it to the script once you put the coding in. So it's not that difficult. It just takes getting to know the docs and stuff like that. It once you get to know things, things aren't that bad. But honestly, every little thing is kind of a project, So
yeah, totally.
We definitely I don't know. What ended up happening for me was I had time, and we were talking about this last night. That I ended up being the person probably with the most time because of the whole coronavirus thing. I worked in a restaurant, and then there was just like, well, now you're out of a job and you're on this unemployment. Yeah. And, I was already knee deep in Decentraland anyway. So I said, you know what, might as well just go at it,
Double down. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I did. And I started working really hard at everything. And then audio came out. It was funny because I was joking with these guys last night, and I'm sitting here like, we were talking about how not that long ago I threw a party in that 5-story building, right? When I released the meta for the DCL is yours, and like I was gonna be like a hip hop based kind of thing, and then when audio came out, streaming audio, and then I figured out how to broadcast to it, and then I got a stream and set that all up with HP. It just turned into something else really quickly, and then that turned into this like a couple of days ago. It was like so quick. And what ended up happening was I realized that as a community, we needed more than like a radio station or like a music, like, that was like, not the first priority. First priority was probably actually having a place where the community can get together and trade ideas and kick ideas around. So that's where the podcast comes from, or whatever you want to call it, the radio station. Radio station is quickly turning into a TV station, which is quickly turning into a news station. So,
So for all the content that you're recording, is that then like, do you put that on a loop in the various places that are broadcasting it, or how do you save all your content? Because you're pumping out a ton, like, man, the podcast,
it's crazy.
Video elements.
Literally is crazy because it went from, I was recording the audios and I was playing them in a playlist 24 hours on the radio, on the audio stream. And then I started recording videos of the audio streams because they like to represent how cool it is to actually sit in here and kick it with these guys and stuff like that. And then we got video, and then put me in a spot where I couldn't record them anymore. So ended up, like I said, reaching out to Open, and Open's here, and he will throw things up on his YouTube channel, and because we're trying to convey like what it looks like, and what it feels like to be inside of the building, talking in the chat, listening to people talk, and now looking at the screen, and having the different elements and basically showing people what DCL can do, And I think that's always been my goal, more than more than like one thing or another. It's like just stay completely up with what is possible in DCL and then implement it. And I guess it just kind of turned into this, which, like I said, is slowly turning into a legit news channel. And I think that's the angle that I'm going to be going in the near and further future, because I think there's a big opportunity there. So I think that's what I'm going to go for.
Totally. And in terms of like supporting what you're doing, is there like a subscription model that you're thinking about?
Well, I'm
Like
sponsored by
how
the
are you
casino.
thinking
If you
about
can
that?
see, I don't know if you can see, but I'm sponsored by the casino. I made a border around my desk and TV that
Hmm.
represent them, and then we're gonna find different ways as well to promote for the casino in here.
Hmm.
And Boss has been one of my biggest supporters. So yeah, me and Boss have been kind of working on that. And then the metas, I would say, is a good way to support us, because that's me and my design guys, and you need to feed them too. They need to, So I've been kind of going away from anything that's a donation based thing. I'm just not into it. I think that I can come up with great ideas that would be profitable. So I don't want people to feel the need to donate to me. It's a personal thing, but I feel that way.
Awesome.
And then
Yeah, I just seeded you, man. Like
nice,
I'm trying
thank
to
you.
support everything
Yeah,
you're doing.
for real,
And
thank
one of
you.
the things on Scent right now, everything's open and there's so many changes that are coming to the
Mm-hmm.
UI and just refining what the product is since we pushed out the update like 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the angles we're thinking about is like exclusive content.
Yeah.
So folks that are supporting you, subscribe to you, you'll be able to provide like a special area for them to like either share like links to what you're doing over in DCL or like whatever, like anything that you feel like would reward them.
So I think I want to
And
try something
it's
out.
just,
I want to put a
yeah,
post up. Is that what this is?
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So
So we have a funky editor system. So each box will be its own content type. So like usually we have folks do like the image, upload an image for the first one. Then they click the plus symbol below the content
let's see.
box,
Okay.
and then you can start typing and stuff like that.
So I hit the copy on there. So let me hit the save. All right. So we'll go with this annotation. That's fine. And then we'll go here. This is fun. I'm like, this is really cool, actually. I don't know. I guess we'll just scroll and try to. Damn, I have a million pictures.
Dude, everyone wants to become an in-world photographer. That's like one of my dreams right now. Like in DCL or CV. I feel like, I mean, those jobs are going to become available. Like I just got done with the whip event that I host every Thursday in
Okay.
Cryptovoxels. We had like we had over 100 people
Mm-hmm.
come through. It was huge, but like you have to get the right angles to make it look as
Oh,
good as the experience is. So like I have a couple of folks that I'm just telling them like get some crazy angles, go around, I'll pay you after you finish this just to get some good shots.
mm-hmm.
And like as these events like build over time, I just feel like that sort of role is going to be more
Photography.
important.
I see.
Yeah.
Um, Let me see. How do you write something? How do I title? There we go.
Okay, so right below the square, you're going to see the plus sign. Click that. That'll give you another content box.
Nice.
Then you
Now
click, yeah,
text.
and now you start doing the text.
All right. Cool. What should I put here? No, I'm gonna do hanging out with Matthew.
And then the way that we use usernames, we don't do @. So right in front of my name, if you put a slash,
Slash.
that'll tag me.
Nice. So hanging out with Matthew, learning how to /sent like this.
Yeah, that'll tag the send account.
Nice. Okay. So that's what I want to do, and I'm gonna post that.
Yeah, you can put a title if you want.
Oh, title.
Yeah.
He says, "Man, put a title." I'll put DCL Core
In the house. Oh,
Radio.
DCLcore, yeah.
We'll do like that. We'll do. Awesome.
Cool.
Nice.
There you go.
So my first post.
Got you posted.
Nice.
Let me go spot the shit out of that real quick.
So that's pretty. That's actually super cool. I'll probably be doing something like that every time I do a show. This is fun. All right. But yeah, this is. Well, first of all, this is awesome, and I'm really happy that I got to. Do I hit the plus sign over here? Let's do that. And then that's gonna be in my feed. So now I got to go to my feed. Okay. All right. So the following is it? Oh, I like that. I can't tip myself.
Yeah, you can't tip
It's
yourself. That's
such
the
a
one
good
thing.
post, you know. It's like I killed it.
Yeah, the global channel is like the reverse chron of all posts forever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yep. Hold on
Um,
a second. Hold on a second. Work on that. Work on that, guy. I like that. This guy's funny. I like him. So yeah, this is actually a lot of fun. What is this? He's working on some sort of pixel thing. I like that.
yeah, it looks like Pixel Chain. That's popping off these days. The
Yeah,
pixelated art
yeah. People have been
NFT
yeah.
minter.
So I just followed what was it? Photography. So photography is now just part of my feed up here,
If you
or
scroll down a little more, you'll that feed will pop up. So
oh,
rewards global
yep,
top, and
there we
then you
go.
should see photography. There we
All
go.
right, that's me right there. And then the plane thing. I like the plane thing. Didn't I hit something on the plane thing? I thought I hit something on the plane thing. So yeah, I mean this is pretty cool. Are there oh, hold on a second.
Hey, boomers.
Oh man, that's how we got here, you know. um,
Magic mushroom. That's like
yeah,
a whole
man.
other
Yeah.
conversation right
Oh
there.
man, yeah. That was a way to get creative, you know. That's what I
Totally.
always say. Like
I'm over in Korea, so unfortunately we don't have any of those over here.
they
But
don't exist.
when I was younger, um, I'm sure they do, but there's just no market for them.
Mm,
I guess I would have to go pick it myself, but
mm.
like,
That's interesting.
I don't
I
know,
grew
man.
them for a while myself, actually. Full disclosure, you know. uh, okay, man. So yeah, I used to always say that Cryptovoxels feels like an acid trip, and like
Yeah.
if we did DCL right, it could more feel like a mushroom trip, you know.
No, it that's the really interesting thing, like the directions that the projects can go. Obviously, they have like really distinct vibes about them right now,
Mm-hmm.
but since they're both such works in progress, like they're really whatever the users make of them. Like they're whatever you make of it
Mm-hmm.
at any given time. And like whatever hits, like that'll just kind of like explode. And there's just so many vectors
Yeah,
for people to like kick the tires and try cool shit out.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and like I said, it's just like one of those things. Oh, this is sick. I honestly love this 3D art stuff. Like 3D art is just like, I don't know, man. It really hits it for me. And it was funny because I remember seeing, I think it was yesterday. I don't know. I could be wrong. It could have been 3 days ago on Twitter with uh Whaleshark, and he was on there talking about his project or whatever, you know. And you know, you're gonna have
Yeah.
this is crypto. You're gonna have everything, you know. And
Hmm.
people are like, well, you know, it's not like art isn't valuable until the second time it's sold, and you know, this kind of like, you know, these phrases that people just remember and then regurgitate, you know. And
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say that if you don't know anything about art, but if you know about artistic things, you know, you can tell when something's artistic and something's not artistic, you know.
Hmm.
Um, so like, you know, that's the way I feel about it. I feel that, you know, like I've done music for years, right?
Hmm.
And you know, because of that, that's sick. Hell
That's dope, right?
yeah. Oh, that's you guys,
So
huh?
there's yeah, but the actual post or the image was created by this dude, Spherical Art.
Mm,
His output of work is just so incredible. I think he does like at least 3 or 4 pieces a day almost.
wow.
Um, but for a while he's been obsessed with the Scent logo, and he put together like that sort of image right there. He
Mm,
put together if you search for Spherical Art,
all
His work is pretty nuts.
Yeah. Nope.
SPH.
You gotta help me out, man. I'm not built for this shit.
There we go.
Spelling. What's spelling?
Yeah, just scroll through his shit. Like, it's out of this world.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's levels to this digital art stuff. Like, look at this shits. There's levels to exactly what I'm saying. Like, you've really got to think outside the box when you're doing this stuff, because you're obviously, a lot of these people are using images or textures from, from this and that. So it could be anything, but you were the one to make that that thing in your head that makes it so different from any other digital art than anybody else could make. It's usually a concept that's what is artistic about it, and that's what I really find so cool about this stuff. And I've been a big supporter of Josie, and I got my friend Rico there, and Coney Digital as well. I've been really like thinking that their stuff is it's super artistic, and coming from a place like I said, I do music and I rap. Like, I understand the process, so I really like, I don't know. I just can really call it when somebody is like really putting mind to something that's actually artistic, like they're really taking an out of the box idea and then, putting it down and then making it really cool and visually, especially with this kind of stuff, like visually, you encompass the whole thing. Like, you get a feeling, and
Totally.
so
Like,
that's
that Ascent to Ethereum, the Cryptovoxel avatar plus Scent tie-in inspired shit. Like, these ones kill me. Like the Scent family. It's just like, what the hell, man?
Right, because they're all Scent logos that are just made to
be.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's like you gotta
so crazy.
Have a level of that's sick. I like this, everything about this. The face thing, that's sick. Exactly. This is what I keep talking about with the digital art, is that it can be something that that anybody can make. I saw somebody on Twitter the other day. They're putting up some sort of artwork piece, and there was a bunch of community members, people from the crypto art world, and they were like, "Oh, it needs to be more advanced," because the kid was wondering why his stuff wasn't selling, and they gave him a bunch of constructive criticism, maybe a little harsh sometimes, but that's art too, I mean, in hip hop, people just walk up to you and be like, "You suck, you ain't shit." You know what I mean? So you gotta, it's a harsh world when it comes to like things that are critiqued by anybody, And so I think that but the kid, I'm sure he went back to the drawing board, because basically he wasn't, he was using just images and just kind of retexturing them. And people were like, well, everybody does that. You got to make some sort of impression on the people, for some reason or another. There's got to be like a connection in your brain. Like, this is art because this person made me think, And, I try to do the same thing with when I write music. Not to say I'm not necessarily looking to become a hip hop artist anymore, but I do love writing. I did an interview a couple weeks ago or something like that. It feels like it's so crazy how quickly things happen, and it feels like 100 years ago.
Crypto time is different world.
Literally. Like, I've been involved with DCL less than a year. It feels like I've been in this thing for like 100 years. Like, I'm just an old geezer, and it's like,
No, I feel you. Past 3 months feel like years, man. It's insane to look back and see what's happened in this space, let alone the world. It's absolutely bonkers.
It's just crazy. It's exactly, because things happen so quickly. Like, tomorrow, I can't wait. Tomorrow I'm gonna be talking to Drew from Metafactory. Were you on the same bill as him when we were doing the conference?
Yeah, like Axie GG, myself, Drew. There's one other head that was on there with us when we did that first presentation. That's right.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk to Drew tomorrow, and we just had the very first loosely guidelines for the wearables creation, and it's very loose, and it's going to be like a work in progress. They didn't just put out like a plain law, but nice. Drew is obviously trying to be involved with that. So we're gonna get to talk about it tomorrow. We'll sit up here. We'll run the we'll sit there. We'll run through the paperwork. Let's call it. So
Hmm.
just that having the screen literally changes a lot of stuff. Just being able to show people now what we're talking about. Literally, like with this is so perfect. We can just sit here and sift through your whole site and show people how
Hmm.
to use it. I logged on. So it's like it's perfect. And I think it's gonna be a great way to kind of display this stuff.
So then tomorrow, like for the interview with Drew, like
Yeah,
I can just hop into DCL through the link and it'll take me right to your studio
exactly.
and be able to look at the screen, right?
Yeah. And
It's so perfect.
so let me I'm gonna hey guys, I'll be right back. All right. I'm gonna log in because I'm gonna show you what I did the other day. I
Hmm.
DCL Core
So
Raid.
how so like this may be a little too in the weeds, but
Mhm.
like do you have like a shoutcast server that you set up for the radio?
Yeah.
Or
So
like how are you
IceCast.
piping it in? Like
So
virtual cables
IceCast.
and stuff or yeah.
Well, we set it up on
Okay,
IceCast,
Icecast.
right? Virtual
Yeah.
cables as well. Oh yeah, I'll show you that part. That's fun. Um, I got all the virtual cables. So I got voicemail banana, virtual cables everywhere. I got A through D and the one that
Nice.
they give you. Um, I don't use all. I got. I think is that C. I've got A there. I've got B here. So like,
Hmm.
you're hearing me through B.
Hmm.
C right here. That's a VLC player, just in case I want to play an MP3. Um,
Okay.
A is my radio DJ. When I'm playing podcasts, I have like a whole program called
Okay.
Radio DJ that will just run through C or through A.
Okay.
And then I have the D is not in use. Is that all of them? I have no clue. And I guess A and D are not in use right now. But yeah,
Hmm.
you just have having that stuff is very helpful when you're doing stuff like this because you're literally trying to like
Totally.
you know. So what I did was I redirected my URL to my LAN to just DCLcore radio
Ah.
/ go to. So if you just like go and it starts bringing you right to my LAN. And
Oh, nice.
like shout to Stencil on that because Stencil was the one that came up with that. He started doing that and he was like, Frankie, you got to check this out. This is like something you need. And I was like, wow, you're not lying. So I reached out to HP, who has been like just teaching me the ways of the world when it comes to coding and
Hmm.
computery that I didn't know. And so I reached out to HP. I'm like, HP, is this a thing? And he's like, yeah, we can do that. And so we went in there and we were like, doing it all up. So what I'm streaming on video through is HP's server, and he has. If
Okay.
anybody's listening and wants their own stream of any sort, HP's the guy to reach out to because he has his own setup as far as his own server that is it's super cool. Like he just figured out how to record these. So as soon as I hit record now, it gets recorded as a video. So he's got
Oh,
like all these
nice.
advanced techniques, and like I said, the guy
What's
is a
his handle?
wizard.
Like, where should we reach out to him on Discord or Twitter? Like,
Yeah, H Provacos.
where does he live?
I can go to. In Discord, he's H Provacos as well, but I can just bring up his Twitter real quick. And like I said, he's a literal wizard. He just knows everything. So like I said, he's
Nice.
been just a ridiculous help to me, and you know, I'm sure so many other people. If you go into like the SDK channel, he's just like teaching everybody the ways of the world.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
and honestly, that you need it because you're not gonna have this place built by one person, and so if somebody's dedicated, helping them out is probably one of the best things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%.
yeah, and since I've been doing stuff like I think that he's been kind of had some like he looked out for me because it's like I'm literally trying to do stuff and I was trying to do stuff every day, even if I was I'd be stuck on things forever. I used to joke about like being stuck on the same Blender video for 2 days, a 15-minute video I'm watching for 2 days, and
Yeah.
but it showed dedication. So I think that even the team too, like Toonpunk has been really like good to me. He actually reached out to me. Immediately after this, I've got to go and do this roundtable at the Crypto Valley, and we're going to be talking to Sandeep from Matic and
Okay.
Boss from the Tamanoia Casino, who's sponsoring this. and who else is on that call? And then myself, Maddie, Will from the Block Runner, and I believe one person. I'm probably leaving this. And Augustine from the team himself. So
Damn,
it's
that's
gonna
a
be,
huge
yeah, it's a lineup.
roundtable.
That's a lineup. Honestly, I'm probably not gonna be as vocal in that one just because when you have roundtables like that, and a lot of people that with like important things to say, it's not the same as
Yeah.
a one-on-one conversation like this. Like me and you, we could kick it, but when somebody like Sandeep is there, he's got something he's got to talk about, So, and like Augustine, the same thing, So I'm going to give them the floor, and I'm probably just pretty much providing the stream and letting, mostly I let Maddie and Will kind of, moderate the whole questioning and things like that. Because I feel like, of course, I could jump in anytime I want, but I get plenty of time on the air. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So is that something that'll be open for everyone to participate in, or is that like a closed door affair?
That is going to be blasted on the Crypto Valley TV. It'll probably be here too, because I think it's the same stream.
Okay.
But it's going to be on the Crypto Valley Convention Center TV, and that's where we're going to handle that. And then I believe they're throwing some sort of after party on top of the roof up there.
Okay.
And that roof, I don't know if you've been up there, but the roof is pretty cool. It's got like
like
a rooftop.
I took the elevator up there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But when I was exploring before the DCLcore Biz Conference, I hopped up there and I was like, "What the? They have the whole proper upper deck up here." So it's cool you're gonna use that.
Yeah, they've really thought of a lot of things when it comes to some of the builds that like the more advanced people have figured out. I think the rest of us are just trying to figure everything out and use what we can. I always tell everybody, man, just do something, man, just fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? Because what's worse? It's being stuck. You know what I mean? Or doing something that you think that can be fixed. Because everything can be fixed, a 3D model, So that's the way I feel.
Absolutely. Everything's just about kicking tires, seeing what's possible, and then reaching out if you need some help. I mean, there's a bunch of people. Everyone in this whole community is just so damn helpful, right?
Yep. If they see that you want, some action, let's say, they're gonna help you out. Myself included. So if anybody reaches out to me, I mean, as long as I have the time. Lately, I've been getting wild busy, but as long as I have the time, I'm gonna reach out. I mean, and I'll try to like. One thing I talked to Chief about yesterday. I'm like, man, my role has been changing to almost like point person, like a point guard or something, So I'm like, oh, do you do this and so does the other? Then you guys need to link up because there's zero chance I don't even have that many hours in the day. I spend like almost no time sleeping anymore. I'll wake up in the middle of my sleep for something that's super important, And so like I get somebody text me something and, Maddie's in Australia. So I might have him text me at like, 3, 4 in the morning. He's excited about something. He's in Australia. It's like 12 o'clock, And I'm like, I'll hop out of bed if it's something that I feel like, that I need to hop out of bed for, literally. So I think that, like I said, if it's, if I can help, I will, at least if I can point you in the right direction, I definitely will,
Yeah.
Because I know how hard it was.
Shout out like the fact that there's like no regular hours in the days anymore. Like over here, we hopped on like 5:30 a.m. my time, but I was already up since like 3:30 a.m. getting the Cryptovoxel weekly whip meetup set up. But like it's all good. This shit it's so inspiring. It makes me so excited. So it's totally, time doesn't exist anymore. It's just like it's feeding your passion. That's what life is right now. So it's silver lining to all the madness going around in the world now.
So Matthew, I want to invite you back because I think we can go a little deeper. But I have to get over to the Crypto Valley to handle this roundtable. I really appreciate you coming through and showing me all this stuff and like let me log on in front of everybody because I think that's the coolest way to do this. But let's come back to it because I want to see the growth in this. I know this is going to grow, so I just want to see the growth in this. We'll check back in a week or 10 or like a week or 2 or something, which is like, I don't know, 7 months in crypto time. So
support that.
Yeah,
that's awesome, dude.
Definitely.
It was awesome to chat with you, and hopefully all the listeners enjoyed this. Hop over to Sent.co. If you message me saying that you found out about Sent because of Frankie this episode, I'll send you a bunch of money in ETH. Nice. So it's free money all. take advantage of it.
Oh, that's great, man. Hey, I appreciate you talking with me. And like I said, let's do this again sometime soon, yeah?
Sounds good, dude.
All
Well,
right.
enjoy that roundtable.
Oh, of course. Thanks, man.
Later, Frankie.
Thank you. Later. All right. How do I do this? Thank you. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. I will be back on in like 2 seconds with everybody else from the roundtable. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to head over to the Crypto Valley as well.